In the previous lectures, we talked about how 3 types of IELTS exams are organized. And today, I'm going to tell you about particular tasks and 7 types of questions you can face in the listening section. I hope you remember from the previous lecture that the listening section is the same for the general and academic tests. It takes 30 minutes plus 10 extra to transfer the answers. This section is divided into 4 parts with 10 questions each, in total 40 questions. Between each part, you will be given 30 seconds to have a look at the questions, but you will hear the recordings only once. So, what tasks can we face in the listening section? In the first part, you will hear a dialogue between 2 people on general topics. For example, someone is calling a tour agency and wants to know a few details about their trip, such as price, hotel address, phone number, email, extra facilities, or insurance. That's why be ready to write down all these things, especially numbers and letters. Ask your parents, friends, or cat to spell out 4 numbers, difficult names, and emails to improve this skill. Let's go to the second part, which is also dedicated to general topics, but you will hear only one person, for example, a radio program where a presenter tells you how to choose a proper outfit for hiking, or you will be given a map where you should label the objects. In part number 3, you will hear a dialogue on an academic topic between 2, 3, or even 4 people. For instance, there might be 3 students and a professor. They may discuss coursework, and the professor gives some recommendations to the students. You are supposed to understand what should be corrected or added to their term papers. Or, for example, 2 students discuss which subjects to take next semester. Be very careful because they might change their opinions several times during the dialogue. In part number 4, you will hear a monologue on an academic subject, such as a lecture in a biology class. So now we basically understand how the listening part is organized. In particular, the first 2 parts are on general topics, the last 2 on academic ones. Now, let's move on to the questions. Some of them you will never face in other exams, for instance in TOEFL. That's why pay close attention to the following 7 types. The first 3 you can meet in many tests. They are multiple choice, short answer, and sentence completion. In multiple choice questions, you should choose from several variants. In short answer questions, you are supposed to give a short answer. For example, the question might be, which subject is the most interesting for the student? And you need to write chemistry or PE. Next one, sentence completion. In this task, you are given a sentence with a gap and you have to decide which word fits it perfectly. The following 4 are quite rare for English tests, such as notes, flowcharts, or table completion. For instance, you may be given a flowchart with the gaps about paper recycling. The next type of questions is labeling, a diagram or a map. As you understand, you will see a map with several objects which you need to label, for example, to find a bank, school, pond, or hedge. The next type is matching. You could be given 3 names and 5 options, A, B, C, D, E. For instance, Charles and Vanessa are going on holiday. You should understand which country each of them wants to visit. Pay attention that you may not need all the options It could be that none of them is going to the United States or Italy. In this type of question, students make a lot of mistakes because the speakers always change their opinions, and even for natives, it's rather tough to follow changing ideas. But don't worry, in the next lessons, I will tell you how to cope with such tasks. Okay, the final type is classification, which is quite similar to matching, but the given answers A, B, C can be used more than once. For example, there are 3 students, A. Chuck, B. Dan, C. Vanessa, and 4 subjects, physics, chemistry, biology, and philosophy. You need to identify which subjects they attend. For instance, Chuck attends all the lessons, Dan physics and chemistry, but Vanessa only philosophy. So let's summarize what we've got today. First, there are 4 parts in the listening section with 10 questions each. Parts 1 and 2 are related to general topics, parts 3 and 4 to academic ones. Second, be ready for 7 types of questions, especially for matching and classification. By the way, do you know why 2 students with equal knowledge might have significantly different results in the IELTS test? For instance, one may have 8 and the other 6.5. The matter is, it's not enough to know grammar and plenty of words. You have to be very fast and never exceed the time limits. My recommendation is to divide the total preparation time into 2 equal parts. For instance, you have 6 months. The first 3 do the tests without any timing, but the other 3 months you should try doing all the sections according to the time limits, especially the reading and writing. Also, it's interesting to notice when time is limited, students tend to make a lot of random errors. That is why in the next lecture you will know about the most popular mistakes in the listening section and, if it's possible, to avoid them.